Hey, are we at a turning point in the real estate market? I'm Wade Perry of the Perry Properties Group at eXp, and welcome to our How's the Market update in October of 2025. Now, my two friends here tell me that the market's dead, but I don't think so. So let's look back at the last 20 years. We've had many new normals. So are we in for a new normal, or is it time to go back to the old normal? So if we go back to the early 2000s, well, we had an administration that said that everybody should own a home. And that was the new normal. It ran prices up sky high. And then all of a sudden we had the Great Recession from 2007 to 2012. And that was a new normal. And that was a tremendous buyer's market. Then from 2012 to 2020, we had quantitative easing. And that made everybody able to afford a house, and it was a seller's market, and that was the new normal. Well, then 2020 came, and we had COVID until 2022. And then 23 and 24, we had massive inflation, and that was a new normal. So let's look at today. Are we in a new normal, or is it time for the old normal to come back? Well, if I look at the last 3.5 years, here's a couple of stats for you. In March of 22, September of 25, that's a 3.5 year period, and the average sale price in Denver was the same, $680,000. The market was essentially flat. Now what changed? Well, interest rates went from 3.25 to 6 3/8, creating a massive shift in affordability. Not surprising, the days on market went from 12 days all the way up to almost 60. We're talking 4 times longer on the market. But is it really that bad? Is it a new normal, or are we just coming into an old normal? You see, historically, the 30-year fixed rate mortgage, which has only been around for about 50 years, is between 5 and 7%. Right now, we're sitting about 6.25 to 6 3/8. Normal. Days on market, or the number of months of availability, is typically around 4 months, right about where we are. So after 20 years of new normals, it appears that we are settling into the old normal, where home prices appreciate at 4 to 5% a year, mortgage rates are between 5 and 7%, and houses typically take somewhere between 3 and 4 months to sell. So welcome to the old normal. What does this mean going forward? Well, the Federal Reserve just cut rates. They're probably going to cut rates 1 or 2 more times in the next 6 months, and that'll be great for the economy. But when the Fed cuts rates, that doesn't necessarily mean lower mortgage rates, because when the Fed cuts rates, that's just the rate of interest that the government loans money to banks at. So the Fed loans money to banks at. So mortgage rates are loosely tied to that rate. So I do expect that we're going to see rates come down into the 5s next year, and that will move a lot of buyers off the fence because homes will become more affordable. But that's only one side of the coin that people are talking about. You see, when rates come down into the 5s, you're going to have a lot of homeowners who have mortgages in the mid-3s that have been on the sidelines the whole time that mortgages were up in the upper 7s and 8%. But we get down into the high 5s, those families that have been having more babies and getting married and getting divorced, getting hired, getting fired, they're going to need to move. And so we will see a big increase in the number of transactions. We're probably going to see 25% more homes trade hands next year. So what does that mean for you? It means if you are in the market to buy or sell, 2026 is going to be a great year. You just need to meet with a great advisor who can help you navigate the course. Here's your How's the Market update for October of 25. I'm Wade Perry of the Perry Properties Group at eXp. Cheers to green and growing.